What's up, everybody? Today I am bringing to you a Ninja Elite series, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, inspired by the 1990 movie, and this is Raphael in disguise. I figured out of all these turtles, we probably better bust Raphael out because he is actually the turtle that wore this disguise. So we're going to go ahead and get him unboxed because we're actually going to leave the trench coat on him. We will take it off to take a look at him and like his articulation and stuff. But out of the four turtles that all come with the trench coat and the fedora, Raphael's the only one I'm actually going to leave it on because he actually wore it in the movie. As you can see here on the very top of the box, this was a Ross score, only $12.99, which is actually a really good deal. On Amazon, Raphael was going for $34, and I think he was $28 on eBay. So always check your local Rosses and stuff like that because you will find a score of a deal. On the side of the box, we've got a Foot Clan and then some turtle action here. Excuse me. Turtle action, Ninja Elite series, Playmate Toys Ninja Elite action figures include all your favorite characters from the 1984 to today. Celebrate their many eras with 6-inch action figures dressed and decorated in detailed outfits and fully articulated to fight evil. We have a whopping 34 points of articulation, and then we come down here to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nothing says business casual like a fedora and a trench coat, and a shell. The four Ninja Turtle brothers, Leo, Raph, Mikey, and Donnie, may be green, but that classic camouflage isn't going to cut it in New York City. When the Foot Clan fills the city streets and news with crime, it's time for the Turtles to sneak out of the sewers and defeat the Shredder, or maybe just to grab some pizza and a movie. So these are Playmates, also made by Playmates. So I just wanted to put that in there too, just so you know there is a NECA version. We have the NECA 90s Turtles are kind of in the back. Maybe we'll bring some of them up to do a comparison. But let's go ahead and get this guy pulled out of the box. He will just come straight up and out just like that. We'll go ahead and pull the blue out. You can't see the classic New York City skyline there. As I said in another video, it would have been cool if they could have fit the Twin Towers in there somewhere because they were still there in 1990. And then here we have Raphael. So let's turn him around and see how many bands are holding him in. Oh, I better grab my band choppers because these... All right, we're back. I had to grab the heavy-duty band choppers. These are more like zip ties and much harder to just break. So probably better get the heavy-duty zip tie choppers, also known as fingernail clippers. That one is back in there. And it looks like we've got one up here on the side. It's going to be a little tricky. Nope, there we got it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be all of the zip ties. Nope, he's got bands on his toes. Toe bands. All right. Let's go ahead and get his little fingies squeezed down a little better on that side. And then we will get him posed up. He is a little bit wonky from being in the box. So let's go ahead and get him stood up here. Come on, Raph. There we go. So there is Raphael, and he actually has a really cool look on his face. He's got a nice little smirk. We're going to go ahead and pull in a little bit closer and check over his articulation, his accessories, some stuff like that. And then we'll do some comparisons, take the trench coat off, and give him our final thoughts. All right, so here is a closer look at Raphael. We got him all posed up with his size. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the side to go in his hand and like poke through his two fingers. It would go through, but he wouldn't hold on to it like that. I see that this hand over here, just because it was in the box, it still has the rubber band on it, which is holding this side in. I haven't taken that off. I'm going to take it off when I take the coat off. But might be a good idea just to leave something like that on there, just so you can slide the side in and kind of have it posed up how you want. But let's take a look at his articulation. Let's go ahead and get this side out of his hand. We're going to leave this one in for right now because, as I said, it is banded. Now, as far as his fedora, it does have some cuts in the bottom here, and it just sets on his head. It doesn't stay down, and if you move him about, it kind of falls off. So we'll have to figure something out. I might, just for purposes of posing him, just slap some double-sided tape on the top of his head just to hold that in place. But we'll get that figured out when the time comes. And then here is this side, which is, we'll just go ahead and pull it off because the rubber band's in the way. So there is his second side. And he does come with two of them. They are not metallic. It's just kind of a gray plastic color, and then it does have a brown plastic handle. So we'll set those off to the side. Put his little fedora over here with his hat, and then we can go ahead and pull him out of the jacket. I was going to customize one of these jackets and make it a little more worn looking, a little more screen accurate, I guess you could say. But I decided that I'm probably going to do that on camera, just because there might be somebody that wants to see how to do it or how I do it. So I'll probably just make that into a video instead of just doing it and then showing you guys what it looks like. I'll just show you how I do it. And I feel like that will be better, showing you how it's done, right? Teach a man how to fish, you'll feed him forever. Give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. I do like that the size plug in right here in the front. Really nice touch, kind of how it was in the movie. So there we have our Raphael without the trench coat, undisguised. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at his articulation. And I really like the face sculpt on this one. I'll bring in the other, Mikey and Leo I have undone so far. They're kind of right back there. But I will bring those two in just so you can see the difference in the faces. And then I'll tell you one thing that I kind of have a little bit of a gripe about, but and I'll explain why I think that they did it the way they did. But he will look to the left, nice stiff neck joint. He will look to the right, and he can turn all the way around, just in case you were wondering. His arms go up. We do have a bicep swivel. His elbow does have a double jointed elbow pin, so he can reach all the way up to his head. His wrist does rotate 360 degrees. All three of his fingers, turtle fingers, they do articulate independently, so you can rotate them. This one will also lift up as well as rotate back and forth, and then those ones will open, close, whatever you want to do with them. He does have the standard diaphragm cut right here, and as you can see, that allows him to go forward, back a little bit, but the shell hits his legs. The shell is actually attached to the upper torso here, so it hits the back of his legs, and that's what keeps him from going back too far. We will go to the sides just a bit. As far as the splits, pretty good. Not the best ever, not the worst ever. We do have a cut in the thigh, which allows the thigh to spin all the way around. But as I noted on the other turtle, you have to be careful because you want to keep all these muscles lined up or it just starts looking a little bit funny. And you got to keep that orientated correctly with the knee pads and all that stuff. As we get down here, we do have double jointed knees, which have a really good range of motion, as well as the foot has a really good range of motion. And then the toes do also articulate independently, the same as the other two turtles in disguise. If you guys have seen those videos, you'll know that these guys are some of my favorite turtle figures. For me, these guys are like the perfect blend of the NECA movie turtles and the classics turtles. So just for an example, here is a NECA movie Michelangelo knocking Raphael down. Come on, Raph. And then these did come with a figure stand, which I find helps a lot. But this is the classic collection, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And these really remind me of the cartoon as a child. This really reminds me of the 1990s movie. And I feel like this guy is the perfect blend of those two. I just really like this figure. I really like these figures. I really like these figures. It's hard for me to choose a favorite, to be honest, because I feel like all of them have a place, and I really like all of them. So it's hard for me to choose. Probably not going to choose as far as that goes. This guy's my favorite to just sit there and display. This guy's my favorite as far as like the retro cartoon looking turtle, and then probably just to play with if you're going to get him for your kid or something. Probably this guy right here in the middle would be one of the best ones to get, because he's a very robust character. He has the resemblance of the cartoon, but he also has the resemblance of the movie turtles. So I just feel like he's a great turtle for in that space. I'm gonna go ahead and move these guys back out of the way for just a little bit, and we will bring in his brothers from the same line and hopefully not knock too much stuff over while we're doing that. So there we have all three that we have unboxed. The only one left to unbox from the Ninja Elite line is Donatello, and he will be coming next week. But out of these three, which one's your favorite? I normally like Michelangelo. I liked Raphael best as a kid, and then kind of as I grew into an adult, I appreciated Michelangelo's humor just a little bit more than Raphael's bad attitude. But as far as these three turtles right here, I'm definitely going to have to say that I think Raphael looks the best. I like the look on his face the best. The smirk showing a little bit of teeth. His eyes are kind of hunkered down, brow kind of pushed down, where Mikey's just kind of full on happy looking. Raph, you kind of can't tell whether he's happy or mischievous. He's kind of just got a special look to his face. I like how the size display on the front of him. Michelangelo has really awesome nunchucks, and they do stick right onto the back, which is cool as well. I just like how his sides plug into the front. Let's move Leo over just a bit. But yeah, go ahead and let me know down in the comments, out of these three, which one's your favorite turtle? Out of the different types of turtles, these Ninja Elites, the Classic Collection, or the NECA movie turtles, what's your favorite out of those and why? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, turn all your notifications on, tell someone you love them. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.